bread is a staple in households around the world. But have you ever stopped to consider the best way to freeze it? On the surface, freezing bread seems like a simple process. You place it in the freezer and take it out when needed. What could possibly go wrong? The truth is, a lot can go wrong, and most people don't realize the subtle but significant mistakes they're making. Improper freezing can lead to more than just a dry, flavorless, or soggy texture. It can also introduce health risks, from hidden mold to the growth of harmful microorganisms. Freezing is one of the best ways to extend the shelf life of perishable foods like bread, preventing waste and keeping loaves fresh for longer. However, if done incorrectly, it can actually alter the bread's chemistry in a way that ruins its quality and even poses potential health hazards. But don't worry, I'm here to help. Today, I'll reveal the 7 most common mistakes people make when freezing bread and why they matter. The number 1 mistake on this list is the most dangerous, so be sure to watch until the end. Plus, I'll give you expert tips to ensure your bread stays fresh, flavorful, and safe to eat. Before we dive in, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more useful food storage tips. Do you eat bread daily? What's your favorite type? And where are you watching from? Drop a comment below so we can connect. Now let's get started with the 7 biggest mistakes when freezing bread and how to fix them. Mistake number 7. Ignoring signs of contamination. One of the most dangerous mistakes people make is eating bread that has visible mold or assuming that cutting off the moldy part makes the rest safe to eat. Unfortunately, this is a serious misconception that could have major health consequences. Mold is more than just a surface issue. What you see on the bread is only the tip of the iceberg. Beneath the surface, a hidden network of fungal spores spreads throughout the loaf. Even if there are no obvious signs, the bread could already be contaminated with mycotoxins, toxic compounds produced by mold. These mycotoxins are particularly concerning because they cannot be destroyed by heat, meaning toasting or baking will not make contaminated bread safe to eat. Prolonged exposure to mycotoxins has been linked to digestive issues, allergic reactions, and chronic inflammation. Some types of mycotoxins, such as aflatoxins, are classified as carcinogens, meaning they may contribute to long-term health risks. If you notice any mold on your bread, discard the entire loaf immediately. There is no safe way to cut away mold. Eating even a small contaminated portion can expose you to harmful toxins. Mistake number 6. Refreezing previously thawed bread. Many people make the mistake of refreezing bread that has already been thawed, not realizing that this can pose serious health risks. When frozen bread thaws, any microorganisms present begin multiplying again. Freezing temporarily halts bacterial growth, but it does not kill bacteria. If the bread is thawed and then refrozen, these microbes remain active and continue to multiply when thawed again. This cycle increases the likelihood of contamination, potentially leading to food poisoning. Refreezing also degrades the bread's texture and flavor. Each freeze-thaw cycle accelerates starch retrogradation, the process responsible for stale, dry bread. The more times bread is frozen and thawed, the worse the quality becomes. Certain individuals are at an even higher risk of illness from refrozen bread, including the elderly. Weakened immune systems make them more vulnerable to infections. Young children, developing digestive systems, are more sensitive to bacterial contamination. Pregnant women, some bacteria can pose risks to fetal development. People with weakened immune systems, such as those undergoing chemotherapy or living with chronic illnesses. Once bread has been thawed, it must be consumed immediately or discarded. Never return thawed bread to the freezer. Mistake number 5. Thawing bread incorrectly. The way you thaw frozen bread is just as important as how you freeze it. Many people assume that leaving bread at room temperature for hours is the best method. However, this practice can cause significant issues, not only affecting the texture, but also creating an environment conducive to bacterial growth. When frozen bread is suddenly exposed to warmer temperatures, condensation forms. This excess moisture leads to a crusty, uneven exterior while leaving the inside dry and stale. More concerning, if bread is left in the temperature danger zone, 40 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit or 4 to 60 degrees Celsius. For too long, bacteria can multiply rapidly. These microbes thrive in warm, humid conditions, increasing the risk of foodborne illness. To avoid these risks, use one of the following safer thawing techniques. 1. Refrigerator thawing, the safest method. Place the frozen bread in the refrigerator for several hours or overnight. This gradual thawing process prevents excessive condensation and ensures the bread maintains its original texture and flavor. 2. Oven warming for a crispier texture. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 180 degrees Celsius. Wrap the frozen bread in foil and warm it for 5 to 10 minutes. This method restores the crispiness of crusty breads, like baguettes, without drying out the interior. 3. Toaster method, ideal for pre-sliced bread. If you froze the bread in slices, simply place them directly into a toaster. In seconds, you'll have warm, crispy toast, perfect for breakfast or sandwiches. 4. Microwave, use with caution. Microwaving bread can make it rubbery due to changes in the starch structure. If necessary, heat the bread for 10 to 15 seconds on low power and consume it immediately. Avoid thawing bread on the countertop for long periods, especially in warm environments. By choosing the right method, you preserve both the quality and safety of your frozen bread. Mistake number 4. Keeping bread frozen for too long. While freezing extends the shelf life of bread, it doesn't make it last forever. Over time, ice crystals damage the bread's cellular structure, leading to loss of flavor and texture. Additionally, oxidation continues even in frozen conditions, which can degrade nutritional value. Why does this matter? If you leave bread in the freezer for too long, it will taste stale, develop off flavors, and lose its soft texture. Label each package with the date you froze it and follow a first-in, first-out system. As a general rule, bread should be consumed within 2 to 3 months for the best quality. Want to know the most dangerous mistake of them all? Keep watching until the end to discover it. It could be putting your health at risk. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe for more helpful food storage tips. Does any of this sound familiar? Have you made any of these mistakes when freezing bread? Let us know in the comments below. What's your favorite type of bread? Whole wheat? Sourdough? Brioche? We'd love to hear from you. Mistake number 3. Freezing an entire loaf instead of slices. If you freeze a whole loaf of bread, you'll likely end up thawing and refreezing multiple times, which damages its texture and flavor. Each time bread goes through the freeze-thaw cycle, its starch molecules undergo retrogradation, which accelerates staling. Why does this matter? Freezing and thawing bread repeatedly dries it out, makes it tough and flavorless, and creates ideal conditions for bacteria growth due to temperature fluctuations. Instead of freezing an entire loaf, slice it before freezing. Store slices in individual portions or layers separated by parchment paper, so you can thaw only what you need without affecting the rest. This preserves the bread's quality and reduces waste. Mistake number 2. Freezing bread while it's still warm. Freezing freshly baked bread before it has fully cooled is a major mistake. Many people are eager to preserve the freshness of homemade or bakery fresh bread, so they wrap it in plastic too soon. However, warm bread releases steam, and if it's sealed in a bag or container, the trapped moisture condenses and creates the perfect environment for mold growth and bacterial development. Why does this matter? The retained moisture can alter the texture, making your bread soggy and unappetizing when thawed. More importantly, excessive moisture promotes the growth of harmful microorganisms, which can compromise food safety. Always allow bread to cool completely to room temperature before wrapping and freezing it. This prevents condensation buildup, ensuring a fresher, safer product when you're ready to eat it. Mistake number 1. Freezing bread without proper protection. Many people throw bread straight into the freezer without sealing it properly, which leads to freezer burn. This happens when frozen bread loses moisture too quickly, resulting in a dry, crumbly, and unpleasant texture. Worse yet, unprotected bread absorbs moisture and odors from other frozen foods, creating an environment where invisible fungi can develop. Why does this matter? Some of these fungi can produce mycotoxins, which are known to cause digestive issues, allergic reactions, and chronic inflammation over time. Even if your bread looks fine, it may be harboring microscopic health risks. Always store bread in airtight, moisture-proof packaging. Use freezer-safe plastic bags, aluminum foil, or vacuum-sealed containers to prevent exposure to air and ice crystals. If possible, remove excess air from the packaging before sealing to maintain freshness. When done correctly, freezing bread does more than just preserve it. It can actually improve its nutritional value. How? through a process called starch retrogradation. Bread is made primarily of starch. About 80% of wheat flour consists of starch molecules. When frozen, some of the starch undergoes a transformation that turns it into resistant starch, a form of dietary fiber that resists digestion in the small intestine. Instead of being fully broken down into glucose, resistant starch reaches the colon, where it feeds beneficial gut bacteria. These bacteria, in turn, produce butyrate, a short-chain fatty acid that plays a key role in reducing inflammation and improving digestive health. To maximize these health benefits, choose whole grain bread over refined white bread. Whole grains contain higher fiber content, which, when combined with resistant starch, supports better gut health. Understanding the science behind freezing bread highlights why proper freezing techniques are essential. Freezing alters the molecular structure of starch, influencing texture and nutritional properties. Without protection, ice crystals form and rupture starch granules, leading to dry, crumbly bread. Large ice crystals accelerate freezer burn, which depletes moisture and creates an unpleasant taste. Proper packaging prevents oxidation, preserving both the flavor and nutritional value of your bread. By following the correct freezing, storage, and thawing methods, you're not just keeping bread fresh, you're enhancing its longevity, quality, and potential health benefits. So the next time you store bread in your freezer, remember, you're not just preventing food waste, you're engaging in a process that, when done right, can actually improve one of humanity's oldest and most cherished foods. Have you made these freezing mistakes? We'd love to hear from you. Have you ever frozen bread incorrectly? Which of these mistakes surprised you the most? Share your experiences in the comments below. If you found this information helpful, type yes in the comments, and be sure to check out these 2 recommended videos tailored just for you. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.